Welcome to our flip-flop fairy tale play, Hanson N Griddle, written by Valerie King. My name is Janine Heaven, and I am the director of this delightful short play. Now let me quickly introduce you to our fabulous cast. Christopher Gray as Hanson, Leslie Gray as Pancake, Elizabeth Pletch as Greta, Alex Pletch as Franz, and Valerie King as the narrator. Thank you for joining us today, and now let our flip-flop fairy tale begin.
Once upon a time, in a forest not so far away, there lived a couple of candy makers, Hanson N Griddle and Pancake, his wife. They loved making candies. In fact, they loved it so much they made their house completely out of candy. It was an artful piece of construction with strawberry licorice and multicolored jelly beans and gumdrops and caramels, taffy and candy apples, and of course, maple candy, because it's Canada, eh? Well, their most treasured treat of all was their chocolate caramel truffles. Each night, a variety of forest creatures would come to their house to feast on their candy abode. And each morning, Pancake and Griddle would take stock of the candy that was eaten the night before. So they knew what they had to bake and replace that day. They knew by the tracks and the markings left from each paw which animal had come to feast. One day, I believe it was a Saturday in June, something changed. Hanson noticed something quite different, so he called to his wife.
Pancake, come outside and take a look at the house. There's something quite different about it.
I'm busy making dinner. I will look later.
No, please, you need to come now.
Oh, all right. What's the problem?
Look over there by the pillar.
Uh-huh.
Do you see that spot about 4 feet up? Oh, there's several of them like that around the whole house.
It's probably a bear. Bears eat here all the time. I don't see the problem. We will make more candy like we always do. That's what we do.
Sure, we'll make more candies like we always do, but it wasn't a bear. It wasn't any creature that we normally see around here. Look, there's no teeth or claw marks. I don't think it was an animal.
You're right. What do you suppose happened? Do you think maybe we didn't use enough frosting? It looks like it just fell off.
We use the same density of frosting that we normally do, and the same amount, that I am sure. It seems that the spots that are missing are where our famous chocolate caramel truffles were. Whatever or whoever did this, it was very selective. It or they knew what they were doing.
So what do you think did it?
Not a what, a who!
A who?
Yes.
Oh, you're killing me with curiosity. The who then?
Children!
Children?
Yes, you know those short, irritating adults that talk a lot, make a lot of noise, and eat all the candy and don't know how to share?
Well, thank you for the explanation, but I do know what children are. I was one once, you know. We both were.
Yes, right.
Hanson, dear husband of mine, who seems to be losing his mind. Where would children come from? There are none for 50 miles.
They are in a predicament, aren't they? They need to find out what's going on.
We need to find out what's going on.
Dear husband, I don't see the need for such concern. This is the only time it happened. Maybe it won't happen again. Maybe it's nothing to be concerned about, a one-time event.
But of course, it did happen again, and again, and again, every night for a week, until Hanson had had enough of it.
Of this! I've had enough! I will set a trap, dear wife of mine, and put an end to this thievery. This is what we are going to do. We will make the most delicious chocolate caramel truffles the world has ever seen, even better than what we make now. We will stick them around the outside of the house, just about 4 feet up. And under each placement of the chocolate truffles, we will pour a big puddle of the stickiest taffy the world has ever seen. And when they come to steal the chocolate caramel truffles, they'll get stuck in the taffy trap. They won't be able to escape.
Uh-huh. Then what, dear husband?
What do you mean, then what? My dear wife, it seems obvious. Then we will know who is eating our chocolate caramel truffles.
To what end? Now you have something trapped in the taffy and you now know what it is. What next? Are you going to pour maple syrup all over your captives and eat them for breakfast? You don't even like children, if it is children.
And so it went. The candy maker and Pancake made the chocolate caramel truffles every day for a month. And every day for a month, nothing was found in the taffy trap. And every morning, the sweet delight that the candy maker and his wife so meticulously prepared was gone without any evidence as to what or who it could be. The candy maker became more and more agitated with each passing day. He needed to find out who was taking his candy. His thoughts were all consumed with the need to know until finally, after a month, he hatched another plan.
Pancake, dear wife, I have another plan, but I need you to go to the nearest village and get some supplies for me.
Dearest husband, I will no longer participate in your ridiculous plan to catch whatever is eating our beloved truffles. Oh, what does it matter? We are doing what we have always loved doing, making candy and chocolates every day.
Pancake, dear, please do this one last favor for me. If this plan doesn't work out, I promise to stop. I will do it for you.
Because I love you, I will go to the village for supplies, and because you have promised to stop if this plan doesn't work.
Thank you, good wife of mine.
Husband, it is a 2-day journey each way. I will be gone the better part of a week. I will not be able to make candy with you.
Then I shall remain very busy, making all the candy myself while you are away.
While Pancake left on her journey, Hanson busied himself by filling all the spots where the chocolate caramel truffles had been with something a little different. Chocolate covered liver.
I know what I'm going to do instead of putting caramel in the center. I will use liver instead and attach the fake truffles with drywall compound to replace the icing sugar. It will look exactly the same as the candy truffles, but they won't be able to pull it off. The more they struggle to pull the truffles off, the more distracted they'll become. And before they know what's happened, bam, they're stuck.
Alas, it was the candy maker who got distracted by his plan and forgot about the taffy trap. While he was attaching the chocolate-covered liver, he struggled to get the drywall compound to dry quickly enough, lost his balance, and fell into the taffy. Only his face and arms were free from the trap. He fought to free himself, but the more he struggled, the more stuck he became. He needed help and started to yell.
Help! Help! Help, wife! Come quickly, I'm trapped!
Suddenly, Hanson remembered that he had sent his wife away and he was all alone without anyone to help him.
Oh no, I've sent my wife away. Now I'm all alone and there's no one to help me.
Suddenly, Hanson as the sky grew darker, the candy maker became more and more fatigued. He feared if he closed his eyes and fell asleep, he would surely drown in the trap. He was becoming very frightened indeed. And just when he thought he could no longer stay awake, he heard a rustling sound in the near distance. The sound got louder and louder as it approached. Was it a bear? Raccoon's friend or foe? Hanson had to take a chance at finding out.
Hello? Hello? If anybody is out there, please help me. I am trapped.
The rustling sound drew nearer. Did he hear 2 legs? 4 legs? What kind of beast is this? Will Hanson die by drowning or get eaten alive? It was almost more than he could bear. He was desperate.
Please, please help me. Someone!
Suddenly, two children around 9 to 12 years old appear, tentatively at first. Then, as they approached their beloved candy house and saw that the candy maker was indeed trapped, they grew in confidence, well, still maintaining a safe distance.
Hi, my name is Franz, and this is my sister, Greta.
Is it the two of you that have been eating my chocolate caramel truffles?
Yes, they're very delicious. Do you make them?
Yes! I make the best chocolate caramel truffles in the land. My wife and I make all this candy.
We hope you're not angry. It's just that we were so hungry. We've been lost in this forest for a long time. And when we saw this beautiful candy house, we had to eat some of it because we were starving.
I see. I was curious about what or who was pulling the truffles off the house. Listen, I think we can help each other. I am guessing that the two of you are still lost and hungry. Let's make a deal. If the two of you can pull me out, I will make you a big dinner. Then you can tell me about your parents and where you're from. Perhaps I can help you find your way home again.
Franz, the younger of the two, takes Greta's side to discuss whether they should trust the Candyman. After all, even though they were children, they were very aware that the Candyman had attempted to trap them. For what reason, they did not know. And after a few minutes of weighing their pros and cons, they decided that they had to take the chance. They were missing their parents and really wanted to go home. They were tired of living in the forest and eating candy all night. It seems that the candy maker that is stuck in his own taffy was their only hope.
Okay, we will pull you out. We are still very hungry and lost. We hope we can trust you.
So the children were able to pull the candy maker out, and he made good on his promise. And after the children told him how they got lost, he cooked up a wonderful meal. They ate so much they couldn't move, and they talked until the wee hours of the morning. Then the candy maker stood up and said,
We will pack supplies for a 2-day journey. Then I will take you to your parents. I know the way. But now we must all rest. When we wake, I will make you my wife's favorite breakfast, pancakes and maple syrup. We can leave right after breakfast.
Can we take some of your chocolate caramel truffles with us? I want my mom and dad to try them. You see, they own a store, and I know they would love your truffles as much as we do. If they like them, they can sell them in their store and give you some of the money.
That's a wonderful idea. I will bring some of the other candy as well.
The candy maker began to bake his famous chocolate caramel truffles while the children tried to sleep. They were so excited that slumber did not come easily. But once they fell asleep, they slept better than they had in a long time. They knew they were going to be safe at home soon. And after the 2-day journey, they found their parents. And their parents were so relieved to see the children that they hardly took notice of the Candyman until Greta introduced him and his amazing candy. And of course, the chocolate caramel truffles.
Papa, Mama, this is Hanson. These are the chocolate caramel truffles he makes. And his licorice gumdrops and jelly beans. He makes all kinds of candies. But these are the best. If you like them, you can sell them in your store and give him some of the money. He has been kind to us and brought us home.
Of course, Mom and Papa tried the candies. They adored the truffles. There was no choice but to agree to buy his candies. They would be a great addition to the store. Mama said he must be the handsome prince for not only returning her children, but for how well he treated them.
I'm not the Hanson prince. That's another fairy tale.
Just as they were agreeing on the business terms, the candy maker spots his wife in a crowd, and he yells out her name and waves his arms in the air.
Pancake! Pancake Griddle, come over here! Oh, honey. Welcome home. Come meet these children and their parents. This is Franz and Greta. They were the two children eating our truffles.
Hanson proceeded to tell his wife the story of how he and the children met. Everyone had a great laugh. The children told their story about being lost in the woods, and all the while the parents smiled and hugged their children because they were so happy to see them. And so a permanent bond was formed between the two families. The candy maker and his wife made candies, especially the chocolate caramel truffles, to sell in the store. And Hanson and Pancake moved into an empty suite that belonged to their newfound friends, and they were happy making candies all day. And both of the families lived happily ever after. The end.